This podcast of the Model Health Show is presented to you by Shawn Stevenson with RareGem Productions. For more information, visit theshawnstevensonmodel.com.
Welcome to the Model Health Show. This is your host, nutritionist Shawn Stevenson, and I'm here with my lovely co-host and producer, Jade Harrell. How are you doing today, Jade?
I'm doing fantastic today.
Yes,
Very
you
glad
are.
to be here.
Yes,
Thank
you are.
Give thanks.
Well, we decided that we're going to go ahead and jump right in today and get into what I feel to be the biggest topic in health and nutrition in the entire world, which is heart disease.
Oh, dear, yes.
So let's get into these power tips for addressing heart disease, high blood pressure, and generally keeping us from being one of those statistics.
Yeah.
All right. Power tip number one is to drink more water.
Number one. Powerful tip is drink more water.
It's too easy.
How much water, Shawn?
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
Generally,
I'm ready to write something totally different.
Generally,
drink more water. I've seen this on another list.
It's going to come up on pretty much every list. But if you're not listening, then you're not listening. And you need to get it today. You really need to understand that water is the driver of all of life. And just paraphrasing something that Leonardo da Vinci said.
Wow.
Okay. Water is the driver of all of nature.
Take more care of it.
Yes. You're a water being. You're a water-based being. You're not made from the ground up. You're made from the water up, really. 70% water. Huh?
That's really cool.
All right. You start to shift that ratio just 1%, and you can start to damage your DNA if your water balance is off by just 1%. Okay.
So how much do I need?
As a general formula here is to take your body weight and divide it in half. Okay. And that's the number of ounces you should drink. So if somebody weighed, so if an individual weighed 180 pounds, they would need to drink 90 ounces of water a day. That's just a general formula. Okay. Just to give people a good baseline.
So what's a power formula? If
you're more active, you want to drink a little bit more than that. Now, I'm just going to leave it at that. 90 ounces is a lot for some people, to even if they're going from drinking two bottles a day, 2 little 8-ounce bottles or whatever the case may be. It's really sad. I mean, I've got so many people that are really into health and fitness and taking great care of themselves as far as eating good food and exercising, but they're just drinking so little water and wonder why they're having this particular issue that they're seeing me for. And I'll sneak it in so they don't know that the water is a big part of the formula. And what I'm going to recommend people to do is to do a daily detox, AKA your inner bath. When you wake up in the morning, you're not going to go out the house and go see people and you stinky and your outside of your body is looking dirty. You're going to take an outer bath or an outer shower. What about the inside? Isn't that more important?
It is indeed.
So take that inner bath. Wake up in the morning, first thing, and I've been doing this practice for maybe 7-8 years. I drink 24 ounces to a liter of water first thing in the morning. Okay, and we'll do a whole show about water. And
we've got to.
Yeah, because there's a lot of different things and the quality. Yeah, and where you get your water from is very important. Okay. But just generally, just start drinking some. I don't care where it's from. Just drink it. It's going to help you to thrive, not just survive. Okay, so that's number one.
Number one, drink more water.
Drink more agua.
All right.
Power tip number 2, keep your BS in check. Now, I'm not being. Is he being vulgar? No, this is a PG show. This is a family show.
Gosh. But
BS it stands for blood sugar.
Blood sugar.
Keep your blood sugar in check. Okay. So
keep your BS in check.
Yeah. And
sugar.
We talked a little bit about this already of how carbohydrates affect cholesterol and how they affect your blood pressure. Okay. So by focusing on those 5 main categories of foods, we're really going to do a number on this in the first place. We want to watch out for foods that have a high glycemic load or glycemic index that chronically keep spiking our blood sugar. And what those are generally going to be are things like sugary carbonated beverages. I mean, that's like, you might as well just, yeah, I mean, really, you're going to clock out early from that stuff. So, and that's liquid sugar. Sure. Okay. So, and also, the grains, obviously. So wheat bread and white bread are on the glycemic index, they're about a 78 to 81, whereas table sugar, straight up CNH, is 69 on the glycemic index. So bread is higher as far as the sugar spike that it can induce in your body than straight up sugar.
No.
And people don't know that. And here's why.
Making toast and oatmeal to send the children on their way to crash.
Yeah. And here, the reason why is this, and people, this is the great thing about having this show is that I can expand on some of these things. Like, why is that? How is that? Well, grains have a compound. It's called amylopectin A. Amylopectin A is extremely digestible. We even have an amylase enzyme in our own saliva to be able to break down sugars very rapidly. These are extra rapid, so they get broken down into sugar very quickly. This is why when you're up late and you're tired, your body wants those carbs. You don't just want to go eat sugar. You want bread. Right. You want doughy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And your body knows because that's the quickest digesting sugar. So it's going to give you the fastest spike, but it's also going to give you the fastest crash. Right? So it's that vicious circle we want to avoid.
Vicious.
Right? So
Cruel.
amylopectin A. All right? So we can go on and on. We'll do a whole show about this one.
The bread ride.
Power tip number 3, sleep smart.
Sleep smart.
Okay. Studies have shown that individuals that are sleep deprived have a higher incidence of cardiovascular disease. Plain and simple. Okay. Plain and simple. So we want to make sure that we're getting adequate, honorable amounts of rest for our beautiful body. It's very important.
Do you have a magic formula for that too?
We're going to have to do a show about it, Jade.
A sleep show.
We're going to have to do, definitely. We'll do this one early on, too. We'll do that one real soon.
Sleep smart.
But sleep smart. Just put it in your brain right now that I need to get my behind to bed. I need to rest so that I can avoid cardiovascular disease and or get off of these medications that are causing all these other problems that are going to end my life early.
That's just going to be how we move forward. I'm doing these so that I don't end up in that situation.
Exactly.
I'm doing these to get off of the medications and to avert heart disease.
Because I promise you, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, all these late night shows, they're not going to pay your medical bills. I promise you that. Yeah. I promise you. So just consider turning off the TV a little bit earlier and getting a little bit more rest. I promise you'll feel so much better later. But we'll talk more about that in an upcoming show.
Absolutely.
Okay. So power tip number 4 is manage stress by managing you. Okay. Now, a lot of people today are talking about time management, stress management. I'm telling you right now, it's an illusion. You can't manage time. Time's going to happen. Time's going to happen. What you can do, though, is you can manage yourself within that time. You can't manage stress. Stress is going to happen. Yeah. You can manage yourself and how you interact or deal with that stress. Does that make sense?
It does. How we respond to it.
Exactly. Exactly. Instead of being in constant reaction, you're in response. Responsibility. That word is derived from that. It is. And it's the ability to respond. Okay.
And that's just maybe prior to the onslaught of extreme stress.
Exactly. You can help to defend and protect your body from so much, and your brain, your life from so much, by being able to manage yourself and being present with yourself rather than letting the environment dictate, you go into some cray, when you get cray.
Yeah,
when you do.
I do.
All right. So manage stress by managing yourself. So having some practices to help your body to be prepared. So I really like to advocate people to have some kind of a meditation or prayer practice to where they're sitting and being quiet and still for a certain amount of time to really get in touch with your center, so that when things are going on, things are going crazy, you still have that experience of being there. It's very powerful. Right. And another thing is like restorative type of yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, all these things that are becoming wildly popular because people need them.
They do.
But they're doing this thing as treating a symptom instead of the underlying cause, which is the lifestyle factors, period. But it's something that can help extremely, extremely well. Okay, so manage stress by managing you. Power tip number 5 and the final one is heart healthy nutrition.
Yes.
Okay, a cardiovascular healthy nutrition. And this is my specialty, obviously.
Come
and
on.
I'm just going to drop a couple of dimes on everybody for today.
All right. We'll
Okay.
take 'em.
So we know what we want to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what we want to eat more of, and things that are specifically great for heart disease and cardiovascular system, for helping to protect those things or against heart disease, we want to look at the minerals. All right. Magnesium is very, very important. It's a calming mineral. It's something that is the vast majority of people, probably 90+% of the population, is deficient in magnesium. And magnesium is, in many ways, the number one mineral that's running the human heart. Okay. Magnesium is more concentrated there than anywhere else in the body. All right. So where are we going to get the magnesium? Green stuff. Okay. So we're talking about all the green leafy vegetables, the kales, the spinach, the collards, bok choy. There's so many different varieties. But if there's green there, chances are
There's magnesium.
yes, you're going to get a nice big dose. Vitamin K also is going to be there. And that's another important thing. So we're looking at the minerals. We're looking at things that we know affect the cardiovascular system. Another great source of magnesium is chocolate.
Hey, there's hope.
There's
in
hope.
the village.
But you want to make sure that you're getting the good stuff. You know, I want to get some random Hirsch, get yourself in a Hirsch cheese,
come
you know,
on.
none of that. You
Come
want to
on.
get the good, high quality stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so look for something that's at least 70% cacao, which is the real indigenous kind of traditional name of chocolate. The British couldn't say it, I guess, and they were like cocoa and cacao.
You don't
But
offend
it's-
our British listeners.
I love you guys. I love you guys. But it's when the
just
British
make sure you
came
get the
and,
right
they
thing.
took
Yeah.
over and they just probably couldn't pronounce it right. And the name got lost in translation.
Mm-hmm.
So
So it's not cocoa.
it's cacao.
cacao.
Yeah. All right. So want to have some chocolate.
I'm with it.
It'll be good for your heart.
I'm
All
with
right.
it.
So we got the green leafy vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
We've got chocolate, and even better if you want to get into the raw chocolate, raw cacao, it's going to be even more beneficial for you. And let me give you just one or two more. Nuts, walnuts in particular. Walnuts have some sterols, or they're like plant steroids that actually help to help your blood vessels to dilate at a good rhythm, to dilate properly, to enhance that process.
So clearing out the freeway.
Yes. So they help to break up plaque in your arteries. The omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. So many great things there. Okay. And let's do one more.
Give
And we'll
me
stay in
one
the
more.
same family.
All right.
Almonds. That's
Love
another
almonds.
that's another big one. Okay.
So when you say almonds, I'm going to have to ask you about the gas and the enzyme and the soaking.
Okay, yeah.
Just briefly.
All right.
Do I need to soak the almonds?
Okay, so almonds generally, let me tell you, if you're going to eat them, you want to eat them raw.
Okay.
You don't want to eat roasted, toasted, broasted. You don't want to eat those kind of almonds because the fats that are in there that are so healthy, they're degraded. They're not rancid, they're oxidized because they've been cooked.
Okay.
So now when you're eating raw almonds, they can be a little bit tough to digest for some people if they eat a lot of them. And studies show that people who, I just saw this yesterday, people who ate 3/4 cup of almonds a day on their particular diet plan lost 62% more weight than people who didn't eat the
Dang.
almonds every day. Okay. So it was like, wow.
Yeah.
And
So that doesn't seem like a lot.
that's a pretty big handful, but for some people it's still, because the almonds have enzyme inhibitors.
Nah.
Pretty much all nuts do. And those basically, they're there to protect the plant from overpopulation or from germinating in the wrong place. So to get rid of them, you would soak them and then, but you don't want no nasty wet nuts. But
Who does ever?
But so what you want to do is probably dehydrate them,
Okay.
to get them some crunch back.
And
that's
just
a whole.
if we have a digestive
Yeah.
issue. If we don't, we just
Just eat
go
raw
get some
almonds. Yeah, and maybe put a little sea salt on there and enjoy
I don't
yourself.
even eat it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay, and then there's tons of companies that are making soaked germinated nuts with different flavors and whatnot. Actually, I just had some before I came in
You
here.
had
They were
germinated.
rosemary, garlic, almonds and pistachios.
What'd you think?
They were fantastic.
Okay.
So delicious.
Yes.
I got a little bit left, Jay.
I want to
I'm
taste
going to hook
them.
you up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great place to
Excellent
wrap.
place to start. From the heart.
From the heart.
From the heart. Well,
Absolutely.
from there, everything else will flow.
Exactly.
It must.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, I look forward to where we go next.
Go get some water, everybody.
Right.
So I want to thank you for tuning in to the Model Health Show, and make sure for more after the show, you head over to theshawnstevensonmodel.com. That's where you can find the show notes. And if you got any questions or comments, make sure to let me know. And please head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating and let everybody know that our show is awesome and you're loving it. Yeah. And I read all the comments, so please leave me a comment there. And take care, everybody. Promise to keep giving you more powerful, empowering, great content to help transform your life. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening.
Your mind and your body are the most important assets you have. Learn how to maximize your potential and create a body and life you love. For more information, visit theshawnstevensonmodel.com.